Under you, clueless about what people must do.
Apply for a mask.
You're useless, man. You must be fired. You're useless. That's why these things are happening here. These things are under you. Clueless about what people must do.
Apply for a mask.
You're useless, man.
So, guys, I have a question. What is wrong with South Africans? Okay, no, let me be frank. What is wrong with black people in this country? Guys, you remember that a couple of months ago, I did a video where I actually made an argument that majority of the voters in this country who happen to be black people are the ones that are dragging this country back. Because it doesn't matter what these politicians do. Black people continue to have this blind loyalty towards them and their political parties. Black people in this country, they continue to vote for the ANC for the past 20 years, despite everything that the ANC was doing. I actually made an argument that the ANC did everything in their power to show South Africans, especially black people, that they do not want to govern. They are not interested in governing. But somehow South Africans continued to vote for the ANC. They continued to beg everybody that the ANC begs at their conference. Which begs the question, what is wrong with the black people in this country? Because right now, the Minister of Basic Education, the DA's Sifiwe Kwarube, is being criticized right now on social media over the BELA Bill. But let's go back a bit. You remember when Ramaphosa, Panyaza Lesufi, and his people started to speak about the BELA Bill, AfriForum and the DA opposed this bill. And they said that, guys, this is a horrible bill. And what was the response coming from the so-called black politicians, black political parties, and black people in this country? No, the DA and AfriForum are racist. There is absolutely no way that AfriForum can advocate for something that is going to be beneficial to majority of these people in this country, which are black people. This is a narrative that was spread around that no, if AfriForum is taking your side, then you have to oppose AfriForum. It doesn't matter. Even if you oppose AfriForum at the expense of yourself, at the expense of your children, at the expense of this country, oppose AfriForum at all costs. And this is what the majority of the people did in this country. A lot of black people in this country, they didn't even bother themselves to read the BELA Bill, because if they actually bothered to read the BELA Bill, they would actually see that this is a horrible bill. It is a horrible bill. But no, this is not what happened. So now, the Minister of Basic Education, Sifiwe Kwarube, is being criticized a lot by black people on social media by implementing the same BELA Bill that they supported. Because after Ramaphosa signed the BELA Bill into law, now the same black people got to understand that one of the things that this BELA Bill says is that the children of undocumented foreign nationals, illegal foreign nationals, can be enrolled in schools without providing any documentation. I don't care about what other things that the BELA Bill says. I don't care about these things. I want us to focus on this issue. The children of illegal foreigners can be admitted in schools without providing any documentation. And guess who is going to be affected by that? The same black people that actually opposed the DA and AfriForum. Because their children are into public schools, and the BELA Bill speaks about the public schools. So their children have to share the classes, they have to share the resources with the children of the people that are not even supposed to be in this country. So now, we have a situation where Sifiwe Kwarube, as the Minister of Basic Education, her hands are literally tied. There's absolutely nothing that she can do at this point. She has to implement the BELA Bill. But now, the black people understand that the BELA Bill says that the children of illegal foreigners can be admitted in schools without providing documentation. Now, this is a DA problem. This is a Sifiwe Kwarube problem. It is no longer a Ramaphosa problem. It is no longer we didn't read the BELA Bill problem. It is a Siviwe Kgarube problem. How? How? They supported the BELA Bill. They insulted the DA. They insulted everybody. I remember, guys, I came on this platform and I think it is one of the longest videos that I did. I actually went through the BELA Bill. I read the BELA Bill. If you have been with this platform for quite a while, you know that I am not lying. I actually read a BELA Bill. I did a video where I was going through this BELA Bill so that I can try to make people understand what this thing is about and how bad this thing is. And I was criticized. I was told that, no, Thomas, you have to be paid by the DA. You have to be paid by the white monopoly capital. Because how can you be on the side of AfriForum and the Democratic Alliance? So we are on the side of Cyril Ramaphosa and Panyaza Lesufi, and everything that they say is the word of God. And everything that AfriForum and the DA says, it should not be taken seriously. So now the same BELA Bill that they supported is being implemented, and they hate it. They hate it. So the question stands, what is wrong with the black people in this country? Do you now understand when I say majority of black people in this country are the ones that are dragging this country back? Do people actually understand when I say this country is literally on its knees, crumbling, because of the decisions that were made by black people in this country? By continuing to vote for these politicians that do not have their interest at heart. By continuing to oppose everything that is said by people that are not black. If you are not black in this country, you cannot say anything. Because everything that you say, supposedly, is against black people. AfriForum tried to stop this nonsense. They tried to stop the BELA Bill. So what do people actually expect Siviwe Kgarube to do? This is one thing that I do not understand. Now they want Siviwe Kgarube to be like, no, I don't want to implement the BELA Bill. Siviwe Kgarube is just a minister. She's working under Ramaphosa. She has to implement this. She has no choice. Because you people supported this BELA Bill. She has no choice. You have to live with the decision that you have made. You have to be comfortable with the consequences of the decisions that you have made. And now we are seeing in real time, guys, in real time, we are seeing the people that opposed the BELA Bill hating, being disgusted at the people that are implementing the same BELA Bill that they supported. I don't know, man. It is tiring. Like, guys, it is tiring dealing with these things. It is honestly tiring. And I don't see how our country is going to move forward when we have people that are adamant on not learning anything. We have the parents in this country that they do not care so much about their children's education. They didn't even read the BELA Bill, because I'm sure if South African parents actually read the BELA Bill, they would be at schools protesting and saying that we don't want this, because they actually stripped the powers from everybody. Now the powers are with the government. The SGBs, you don't have the powers anymore. As the parents, you don't have the powers anymore. You don't. Now the powers is with the government. And guess what the government is doing? The government is importing the voters through the BELA Bill. What's going to happen when children, because now children are already being enrolled in schools without proper documentation. You know what it means? It means that their parents cannot leave this country. You cannot deport illegal foreigners in this country if they have children. And eventually those illegal foreigners will end up voting. And guess what? They will vote for the same political party that has implemented the bill that is hitting you. This BELA Bill is destroying people's lives on the ground. The people that have money, they can take their children to where this nonsense does not apply. These officials, these politicians that South Africans actually shielded against AfriForum, their children are not even dealing with this nonsense. Even them as parents, they are not even dealing with this nonsense. But you as an average South African, as a hardworking South African parent, you have to deal with this nonsense. The teachers right now, they are complaining that, guys, the classes are overcrowded. It is impossible for us to actually identify that, such and such and such, they need a bit of attention, because, this is what happens when you have a classroom that has a normal number of children. You can actually see, okay, that child and that child, okay, maybe I need to pay a bit of attention to that child and that child. But what happens when classrooms are full? What happens when one classroom has 80 children? How can teachers even restore order in that kind of setting? This is what Black people supported. We are not going to beat around the bush. This is what Black people supported, and this is what Black people have to live with. These are the consequences of their decisions. They supported the BELA Bill. I am not going to sit here and allow people to go hard at Sevio Kharube for implementing something that majority of the people actually wanted. These people always tell us that, no, majority rules. Yes, majority rules. You loved the BELA Bill, so now you have to deal with the BELA Bill. So look at this post of Sevio Kharube on social media. It says that admission requirements for learners in public schools. The law says that no child may be denied access to education because of missing documents. In line with South Africa's Schools Act, as amended by the BELA Act of 2024, all public schools are required to admit learners and provide education without unfair discrimination of any kind. The fake news and graphics are inaccurate and created to mislead the public. Please visit the Department of Basic Education for more. So Sevio Kharube posted this because now there's been a lot of problem with this BELA Bill. It's almost as if South Africans are now starting to understand, like, no, man, why did we agree to this? Now they are bashing her. Here you can see it says that undocumented learners must be admitted even without documents. Principals must assist parents to regularize documentation. It is bad. It is bad. But then the question I have is that, guys, what do you expect the Minister of Basic Education to do? She's just an employee. What do you expect her to do? Why can't people say that, guys, it was wrong of us to actually support the BELA Bill? Why can't people simply say that? We shouldn't have supported the BELA Bill. Why can't they say that? Instead of just admitting that we made a terrible mistake by supporting the BELA Bill, they are now going against the people that are implementing the same bill that they actually wanted. I'm sick and tired of this, man. I'm sick and tired. So what do people actually expect Sevio Kharube to do? That is what I actually want to hear from the people in the comment sections. What do people actually expect Sevio Kharube to do? How is it possible? How is it possible that now people are fed up with the BELA Bill? How is it possible that now people are infuriated with the BELA Bill? They hate the idea that the illegal foreigners in this country, they can simply take their children to schools and their children will be enrolled in schools without any proper documentation. And you remember that the MEC or the MMC of education in Gauteng, you remember how this guy was basically lecturing the parents of South African children and telling the parents of South African children that in 2026, you need to make sure that you have your documentations in order. For us to actually enroll your child, you need to make sure that you have your documentations in order. But guess what? When it comes to the children of illegal foreigners, no, it is not necessary. It is unnecessary. Guess what? This word is spreading throughout Africa. And in 2026, we're going to go back to the BELA Bill. We're going to go back to the BELA Bill because I remember this year, a lot of children, they had to be moved around. And the reason why a lot of townships, there are schools, is because the children of that township, they are supposed to go to these schools that are near them, where they live. But now we are seeing a situation where the children that lives, maybe let's do an example, the children that lives in this area, they have to attend school in another area because the school in their area is full. Guess why the school in their area is full? Because it's filled with the children of illegal foreigners. Now people are worried about their children when they go to school because now it is a long distance. The parents now, they have to invest in transportation because it is not safe for their children to walk long distances. It is a bill on South African parents. This is something that South African parents must actually pay for. But if this BELA Bill was not signed into law by Ramaphosa, because this is the ANC's plan of importing the voters, because they realize that South Africans are sick and tired of their nonsense. If it wasn't for these people, we wouldn't be dealing with this nonsense. But we are. Here we are. We are dealing with this nonsense. So the question stands. What is wrong with the black people in this country? And are they ever going to take accountability for this nonsense? Are they ever going to say, yes, it's because of us. It's because we didn't read the BELA Bill. It's because we didn't care about understanding the BELA Bill. We just supported the BELA Bill because the comrades were telling us that everybody that opposes the BELA Bill hates black people. This is what the comrades were telling us. South Africans are still going to learn. Even with the NHI, the comrades are defending the NHI the same way they defended the BELA Bill. To say, if you criticize the NHI, you don't want poor black people to get good health care. They don't want people to ask questions like, why are you guys not taking that money and putting it into our public clinics and hospitals so that our people can get better health care? No, they don't want people to ask that. Panyaza Lusufi went around last year and telling South Africans that, guys, after 2024 elections, after the ANC has won the elections, we will implement the NHI. And now when you need medical assistance or when your family needs medical assistance, you don't have to go to these public hospitals. You can simply go to any hospital. It doesn't matter. It is private. The government will pay for everything. And guess what? South Africans were clapping hands. Instead of saying, but guys, why are you not fixing these public hospitals? Because the private hospitals, they cannot cater for everybody else. Why are you guys not taking the money and fixing these public hospitals so that the people can be served? This is a question that South Africans didn't even ask because they are thinking about going to the private hospitals. They are still going to learn. So deal with the BELA Bill. The people have to deal with the BELA Bill. They have to deal with the BELA Bill. Deal with it. This is the consequences of what people actually wanted. What are your thoughts, guys? So please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.